Hallelujah. Today is the Sabbath, and today is a special day as well. A day of Father Yah's reclamation, a day of Father Yah's rest. And in this rest that is attached to the promise of Father Yah, we're going to turn to Leviticus 26. In opening of the Sabbath, we were in Leviticus 25, where we see a special years of Father Yah. Father Yah has set apart days, and Father Yah has years that are set apart. And so these times that are set apart for Father Yah, we see benefit in them for us as well. They do more for us than anything. They do more for us than food. They do more for us than a good job, a high-paying job. And then one of those set apart years is something called the Jubilee as well, a day of setting the captive free and loosening and taking off the shackles that was on their feet and hands. That is what Yeshua came to do. Yeshua came on the land and said, I come to set the captive free. And Father Yah also set apart a year for such to happen as well. And this year is that year, and that day is today. And so we begin in Leviticus. Father Yah continued, never make worthless idols or set up a carved statue or a sacred stone for yourselves. Never cut figures in stone to worship them in your country, because I am Father Yah, your Most High. Observe my day of worship and respect my Kodash tent. I am Father Yah. I have a question. Someone who is married and lives in the house with their person they're married to, can they bring someone else to their house that is not their husband or wife without disrespecting their husband or wife? It is impossible. And so anyone who lives in the land of Father Yah, in the presence of Father Yah, cannot bring a foolishness into Father Yah's house, cannot bring sin into Father Yah's house, and cannot bring idols into Father Yah's house without disrespecting Father Yah. It is impossible to do such. This land belongs to Father Yah. It is impossible for someone not to keep the Sabbath and not disrespect Father Yah at the same time. It is impossible for someone to have idols and not disrespect Father Yah at the same time. It is impossible. And so that is why observe my days of worship. Respect my Kodash tent, because Father Yah is here. In verse 3, this is what I will do if you live by my teachings and carefully obey my promise. I will give you rain at the right time. The land will produce its crops. The trees in the field will produce their fruit. You know, I've seen time and time again, when people have their gardens, they stand outside and look to the sky. Why? Because they touched the grass and they felt it was too dry. They're like, why isn't it raining? When will it rain? If it doesn't rain, everything I work hard for will die. I'm going to be hungry. I've seen that multiple times at other people's residences. But Father Yah says that those worries won't have to take place, because Father Yah will provide. You see, everything that people work hard for, Father Yah says he will protect your work. He won't let what you have done go to waste, because Father Yah will provide. Father Yah will keep your food from being spoiled. He will keep your fruit fresh. Your hard work won't go to waste. Father Yah will protect it. But that's only for people who respect Father Yah. And so when someone is growing their garden, they have to worry about the rain. And if the rain comes, they also have to worry that the trees produces fruit. What if the seed they planted wasn't no good? They have no way of knowing that it was an inferior seed. They're taking a chance. But with Father Yah says there won't be no chance. There is no lottery when it comes to Father Yah, because it is guaranteed. Success is secure. It won't matter how you began, Whether you thought the seed was good or not, whether the rain comes or not, Father Yah guarantees the success. Abraham, proof of that. Father Yah will provide. In verse 5, threshing time will last until grape gathering, and grape gathering will last until planting. You will eat all you want and live securely in your land. See? Threshing time will last for a very long time. So you'll always be harvesting. You'll never be in lack. Every time you turn around, there'll be more. And just when you thought that it was finished, you turn around, there'll be even more again. You'll ask, where is this barak coming from? And Father Yah will respond, it is from me. And so we continue in verse 6. I will bring shalom to your land. You will lie down with no one to scare you. I will remove dangerous animals. There will be no war in your land. You will chase your enemies and you will defeat them. 5 of you will chase 100 of them, and 100 of you will chase 10,000 of them. You will defeat your enemies, and I will be pleased with you, and your families will be large, and I will keep my promise to you. You will clear out old food supplies to make room for new ones. So there will be surplus. There will be more than enough. There will be abundance. You will have abundant strength, abundant protection, abundant provision, abundant shalom. Not even the animals will be able to stand against you. Father Yah will take care of them. Father Yah will put you in a position that Adam was supposed to be in forever, because you respect his promise, because you respect his name, because you respect Father Yah, and you don't allow the sins to enter into his presence. You don't allow idolatry to enter into his presence. You don't let the idols come in. You respect his Sabbath. You respect the words of Father Yah, and Father Yah will uphold and keep you. People work hard all their lives and still lose everything. The economy collapsed and they lose all their investments. They buy a house and they found out that the house was no good. They can't get their money back. They buy a car and they find out the engine doesn't work. They cannot get their money back. They invest in other things and find out that they lost everything. But with Father Yah, there is no loss. There is no bad investment. Father Yah will turn everything into a success. This is what Father Yah says. When someone, as we go back to the illustration of a person who grows a garden, you have to understand that the farmer has many things that he cannot control. They can't control how hot it will be. They can't control the rain. They can't control the animals eating their crop. They can't control the bugs destroying their crops. They can't control disease destroying their crops. But Father Yah can control all of those things. And so whatever one enters into, understand that Father Yah controls that. Everything that you have no control over, Father Yah has control over. And so that is what Father Yah wants us to know, wants you to know, that there is nothing to worry about, because Father Yah has control over all things. And so there is no time to worry. You have no time to worry when you are chasing your enemy. You have no time to worry when you have a storehouse full of food. You have no time to worry when you're taking the old food from that storehouse and you're putting new food in there, because you just have that much. There is no time to worry. In verse 11, I will put my tent among you, and I will never look at you with disgust. So I will live among you and be your Father, your Most High, and you will be my people. I am Father Yah, Yahweh, your Most High. I brought you out of Egypt so that you are no longer slaves of the Egyptians. I have broken their power over you and made you live as a free people. The people of Israel used to be slaves under the Egyptians until Father Yah came, and Father Yah rescued them. They did absolutely nothing, but Father Yah did everything. Father Yah did all the work. They didn't raise an army. They didn't raise a sword. The Israelites killed absolutely no one, but Father Yah did all the work. Father Yah did all the freeing. Father Yah did all the fighting. The Israelites did absolutely nothing. And so that is the promise. That is what we're looking at. But for those of us who've never seen an Egyptian, who's never seen a Babylonian or an Assyrian to slave us, to put shackles on our hands and feet, understand that there is a spiritual enemy who put shackles on Adam when he convinced him to sin. The shackles that we were born with, the chains of sin, chains of death, chains that keep one from going to Father Yah, chains that keep one in their sin, chains that keep people to believe that dying is better than living. That's the chain that Father Yah is getting rid of. That's the chain that Father Yah has gotten rid of. That's the chain that Father Yah never wants us to see ever again. Never to remember it, not to think of it, or to ever see it again. Those are the chains that Father Yah has broken. Those are the chains that Father Yah has destroyed. But one must accept the promise of Father Yah for the chain to stay removed, for that chain not to come back, or for that chain never to show its head again. One must live and respect Father Yah, live in Father Yah's presence. And that is the promise of Father Yah. As we repeat, Father Yah says, I will put my tent among you in verse 11, and I will never look at you with disgust. See, when someone visits you, you're happy because you don't expect it a lot of times. Your cousin, your uncle, your auntie comes to visit you. But guess what? They eat all your food. They drink your water. They use your bills. They might bring things to your house that you didn't want to have there. But guess what? When Father Yah visits, he brings gifts. He brings everlasting life. He brings all the food that you could ever want. He brings all the drink that you could ever have. His visitation is much more than a family member. He defeats all your enemies. He repairs your house. See, a family member can't do that. But Father Yah wants to. And so a visitation from Father Yah, it is not just for a couple of days, like an uncle or auntie or a cousin. But Father Yah stays forever. And you will never see defeat. But a promise must be accepted. A Sabbath must be accepted. The word of Father Yah must be accepted. Or else Father Yah can't come. Father Yah can't set up his tent in your house. He cannot set up his tent in your heart. He cannot set up his tent in your mind and your body. And that is the promise of Father Yah.